So, back for another VGC guide, and this time we are looking at Tsareena, one of the most annoying Pokemon that I ever face. I guess I just have a lot of priority on my team in previous generations, but Tsareena was always so annoying to face against. But it is still entirely viable in this format because priority is definitely still a thing. So Queenly Majesty blocking all priority that would be coming your way is going to be very, very nice. It does exactly the same ability as Armatail, so Farigiraf does exactly the same thing. They are completely different Pokemon. I did originally rank Farigiraf as a C. I've changed my mind on that. That's going to be high B, maybe starting to push A. I reckon that Tsareena is probably low A, probably just above B. But yeah, definitely different Pokemon, same abilities, but can do different things. But I definitely disrespected Farigiraf. I'll maybe go back to that at some point. But Tsareena, that's going to be able to block the priority just as well and still do some very good damage. So 120 base attack is significant. So this attack investment, I reckon that if you're blocking priority, a good way that Tsareena would be run is to block a Palafin going for a Jet Punch. Like, that's not obviously the main priority that's in the format, but that's what I base my EVs on, because if you're going to counter that, then why not? You are able to Oko back a Palafin that is max HP with the Power Whip. So that is going to be what the attack investment is for. I don't think you need any speed on the Tsareena because you've got U-turn. So getting a slow U-turn while this bulky thing has taken the hit is going to be probably, well, I say probably, it depends on the board state, but most likely going to be better to get a slow U-turn in something else that maybe has a little less bulk. So I don't think you need any speed. Annoyingly, it speed ties with Tyranitar if you go max without going Jolly, and I don't think going Jolly is worth it at all. So just don't bother with any speed at all. And then, because you've got the Assault Vest, you don't need any special defense investment really, so it's just dumped into defense. It probably does something, because I recognize 84 doing something. It might be 76. That might be Behemoth Blade from Session though, but doesn't really matter at the moment. But then, anyway, so this rounds out the Tsareena's bulk pretty nicely while still being able to do some nice damage output. I would probably recommend Grass as the Terra type. You can definitely go to a defensive one on Tsareena because you're going to be able to take some hits with the Assault Vest, and defensively Terra typing would be very good. But you can do some significant damage if you Terra into a Grass type. Power Whip will hit very hard. Base 120 is very good. It's just got shaky accuracy. No, I don't like Power Whip in the slightest. 85 is not good. Like, people run Will-O-Wisp because it's so good, but 85 accuracy is not great. And I'm a coward, so I'll give a solution very shortly. But on Assault Vest, you should run Power Whip. Like, you just objectively should, unfortunately, because that is significant damage. So is High Jump Kick. Oh, I cringe every time with High Jump Kick because I used Pheromosa for so long in VGC 17, but there we go. That's the coverage it needs because it no longer has Triple Axle available. That is gone from its moveset. That is a bit of a shame for Tsareena, but at least Rillaboom is gone as well, so that was the main thing that Triple Axle was hitting, so it's not the worst thing that it's lost Triple Axle. It's also pretty inconsistent and forces you to consider Wide Lens. Not many people did, but Wide Lens would have been fine if you had Triple Axle. I don't think it's worth if you have Power Whip or High Jump Kick, because again, I will get to the solution very shortly. It is not Wide Lens, but yeah, Trop Kick and U-Turn sort out the damage outputs, not damage output, the support that you had from the damage output as well from Power Up and High Jump Kick. So Trop Kick is going to be a guaranteed hit into the opposing Pokemon. If you need to get a Grass type attack that will get the KO, you can just go for Trop Kick over Power Whip without the risk of missing. And it also gets the attack drop guaranteed, which is going to be very nice support as well. Paired with the Assault Vest, then you're going to be able to bulk out technically on both sides. And then U-Turn, like mentioned, you can take the hit and then get a reasonably slow U-Turn into the Pokemon waiting in the back. So that could be pretty nice in that regard. So I probably wouldn't run any other attacks on the Tsareena. Low Sweep, maybe, over High Jump Kick if you just don't care about the damage output from the fighting type side. Endeavor is also okay as well. So if you've taken all the damage, then Endeavor could be quite nice because the base HP is not the highest, but it's still probably too high. You'd have to take a lot of hits for Endeavor to be usable. But these are probably the main four. This is probably one of the better sets that Tsareena could run because the Assault Vest adds to its bulk pretty nicely. But I'm a coward. So here is Bullet Seed with loaded dice. I didn't expect this to be a set that I was giving. I thought that Baxcalibur would be the only Pokemon that I recommended with loaded dice. But Bullet Seed with loaded dice has a higher expected base power than Power Whip does because it's got the shaky accuracy. So here, if you're timesing by 0.85, what would that be? That would be 102 expected base power, whereas this is 112 expected base power because it can hit 4 or 5 times guaranteed, and then you split the difference. So, Bullet Seed with loaded dice, by technicality, slightly stronger. Like, obviously, sometimes it's not, sometimes it is stronger, but the expected damage over all the matches you'll play, Bullet Seed will output more damage. So, it also does not miss. It is 100% accuracy. So therefore, use that over the Power Whip. You could maybe go with wide lens over loaded dice with Power Whip as well. That would increase the expected damage output just a little bit, but it's only, by 8%, so I think that Bullet Seed still peaks Power Whip slightly. The benefit of running wide lens as well over loaded dice would mean that high jump kick is not going to miss most of the time as well. So wide lens Power Whip would be okay as well. But if you're running Power Whip, then you should probably just not be a coward and run Citrus Berry instead. But I'm a coward, so Bullet Seed loaded dice is the one I would use. So that's going to be all the coverage you need. Bullet Seed, high jump kick. And then because you're not Assault Vest, you get all the coverage that you need in terms of support moves. Don't know why I said coverage for support moves, but supportive things. And these are definitely the two best things that Tsareena can do with stasis attacks. So Helping Hand is going to be brilliant because you can't be prioritied, so your setup sweeper is going to be able to do its thing without interruption because of Queen of Majesty, and then you'll be able to get the KOs you wouldn't have got otherwise. And Unfake Outable Taunt, very nice indeed. That was able to win the, I can't remember what the tournament was called, but Santino became the champion of champions with a Taunt Tsareena. So definitely worthwhile going with that because it can't be faked out and it's guaranteed Taunt into that slot. So this is for the cowards, and I'm a coward, so I would run this set, but this one's probably better. Like, objectively, this one is probably better. I don't trust Power Whip in the slightest, though, so there is a second recommendation for loaded dice that I did not expect.